This is my 01 Taurus, my daily driver for since last winter basically. These are pretty good cars, especially if you have the Vulcan 3-liter. Basically the only thing that I've done to it since I got it was I had to replace the AC compressor because it's seized, and the heat also uses the AC compressor to dry the air. A very common issue on these cars is that this vacuum line going into your firewall will break and you will not have heat modes. It'll be stuck on defrost. This example has 354,000 kilometers on it. I just changed the oil on it. I did the thermostat as it was stuck and I was making the car overheat. I just finished installing this light bar that I still got to wire up. That's going to be for when I'm driving out of town. It also had a smashed transmission pan, so I had to replace the pan and drain the fluid and do a partial change, which it's improved shifting quite a lot, as you can imagine, with having a transmission pan that is not crushed. Other than that, these cars are pretty dead reliable. I've been messing around with the coolant system because it was too lean and winter's coming up and we can't have the coolant freezing in the car. That would be detrimental to the car's performance, obviously. As with most Ford products, this thing leaks power steering like no end. You can see it dripping down from the subframe, but I can't be bothered to replace a pump on a $2,500 car. I've got new headlights coming for it, along with some fog lights I'm going to put on for it as well. It's coming quite handy, being able to just mount a roof rack on it. Having so much storage space allows me to take this all over the place to work on other vehicles, carry parts, tires, wheels. I fit entire toolboxes into the back of this thing for mobile mechanic work. And best thing about this is the previous owner had already had command start installed. So excellent for the winter. These 3 liters seem to just run forever. Yeah, I highly recommend if you can find one of these for a decent price. Maybe a little prettier than mine, that's been treated nicely. I definitely recommend you pick one up. The one that I bought, I got from a gentleman who obviously wasn't very mechanically inclined, and when I bought it, there was no ATF in the power steering system. It had all leaked out, so the pump was absolutely screaming for its life. But as long as you put some time into these, parts are really cheap. They're pretty easy to work on. They're way more easy than the 24 valves, that's for sure. Yeah, these make people great cars all the time. They just get sent to the scrap and written off for usually very minor problems, but when it's a major issue, it usually has to do with the transmission. The motors in these are pretty unkillable, but the transmissions are their weak link. This one's getting a little angry, makes some noises between shifts, but other than that, if you have the SE like this one, you'll usually get adjustable pedals, AC, all that fun stuff. The one thing this one does not have is the tweeters, which I'm actually in the process of installing. But other than that, yeah. My seatbelt is on, don't worry. Very quiet, comfortable ride, but they suffer with this most Tauruses, where the rear struts and springs just sag to all hell. So quick struts in the back, in the front probably recommended, as long as probably with all new suspension parts, unless the previous owner actually kept on top of that. But yeah, great vehicles, definitely recommend them.